Hi everybody, welcome to another episode of Two Hands in a Radio. Today we are looking at an oldie but a goodie. Hopefully it's good. The Radio Shack DX375. 1994 is the year. I got this on eBay for $29.99. I think I was a little higher than I wanted to go, but sometimes I have to stretch and not get the best deal on earth just to get the example that I want to get. And I could have got, something that's beat up and ragged out and everything else, but I could get it cheaper, but I'd rather pay a little bit more and have something decent to look at. Anyway, 1994 from Radio Shack, the DX375. This was made specifically for Radio Shack by Sanjean. I read an article looking up the history of it, and they've dug around, and there is no equivalent to it, and it was made by Sanjean for Radio Shack. One of the chips inside of it is a Sanjean chip, and they also wrote the company, and Sanjean confirmed that, yeah, they did the DX375 just for Radio Shack. So just kind of a neat little factoid. Very minimal, not a whole lot of bells and whistles, that's what I'm trying to say. To this one, it's just a straight up, here's a radio and that's it. Kind of nice, kind of a good way to start the day, I think. It is 7 3/4 inches long, 4.8 inches tall, 1.5 inches thick, and the antenna is 27 inches. Got all the particulars out of the way. And what do I start looking at my notes here while I do all this? I always say I never have any notes, script, pyrotechnics, or theatrics, and sometimes I have notes. Yeah. So, let's get into this thing. What do we got here? We've got, about a 2.5 inch screen, 2.5 inch speaker. Nice digital display here. There is no tuning wheel. It is just manual up and down buttons here, and that's all you get. Not all bad. You got to get used to it. Direct entry keypad makes things nice. It does have memory. I can't remember now what. I'm thinking there's like 30 memories to it. I can't remember now. There's not many. And that's okay. I don't use the memories on anything. Stuff changes too much. The AM, FM section, I've got those frequencies memorized that I would listen to. Anything beyond that is just kind of a hunt and seek. So it's not all that important, but I don't think there's a whole lot of memories to this one. On the right-hand side, we've got a volume knob, wheel, and a tone control, high-low. The back side, we've got, it's just not much. Vented back here in the back. It's got a nice little kickstand. Takes 2 C batteries, so it does make it a little heavier. AM, FM frequency, standard stuff. Shortwave frequency covers 2.3 to 21.85 megahertz. Not bad. And on the last side here, the left side, we've got a sensitivity of DX and local. For this exercise, we'll probably keep it on DX. If you would run into a situation where you lived in New York or someplace where there's a lot of radio stations gathered and they all jump on each other, you can flip it to local and help filter some of that out. Headphone jack, DC adapter. No external antenna connector on this one, and that's okay. We can clip onto the antenna. Got our patented wrist strap here. Well, let's just fire it up and see what we got. Like I said earlier, there is no clock to it. The top of it, there's a lock button to lock down the keypad. It does have a sleep function that you can, set at 15, 30, 60, 90, whatever minutes. So that's nice. And the power button's on top. We do have a little chart here off to the side that's really, really hard to see. but it shows you, you know, like your 90-meter band is 3,200 to 3,400 and on from there. So it's a handy little chart. Like I said, let's turn it all on. I think the battery light's flashing at me because the batteries might be low. I just grabbed batteries. I didn't really pay attention to new. And we're in short wave mode right now. Let's just, you hit the band button to go where you want to go. Don't even have the antenna up and it's already ready to kill. The antenna rotates all the way around and it does a pretty good job of being straight up when it's on the stand. It's got a really good tone to it. Audio's fantastic and it gets loud. Okay, let's get off that before the YouTube police come after me. Well, let's go back. Very, very cool. See if I can find the talk radio. If you want to scan, you just hold the button down either direction and it goes to the next strongest station. Let's see if I can find our talk radio. Yeah.
They're higher on the
there we go.
Evolutionary ladder.
Won't get any copyright problems with that.
Like Laura, she was offended for the animals. She said,
So it's very cool.
Animals, we shouldn't be
Let's go to AM here. If you want to enter a frequency on this, it is a little different. A lot of them, not a lot, but the ones that I gravitate to, you just enter in the frequency and it goes. This, you've got to tell it you're going to enter a frequency and say 700 and hit enter. Let's try that again. I hit enter, but let's see, you hit enter. Let's say 740, and does it go? Or do you have to do that? Let's just look here. Let's look and learn real quick. Yeah, you got to hit enter again. Thought you had to. It's early enough in the morning I get confused. But there's 700. That should come in even this morning, and it's not. And of course, there is the wonderful long mute on tuning. Just a huge gap in between the two. And we won't dilly around with this too long. Just try 1390. There's Seymour. There's a station out in Indianapolis.
Turn around and do the Indianapolis 500. Why wouldn't you? So, God bless America.
It's very cool. Very, very cool. Not a fantastic AMDX machine. It does okay, and that's about it. Then when you want to go to shortwave, you can go in, you know, use your band button to go to shortwave, and your shortwave select, then you can toggle through the different bands. And I believe, let's just start here. I think it goes through and circles back around.
I should take responsibility.
What it does is it seeks out the strongest station it can find and the next available station. Then I'm trying to think, it starts back over, I believe. Or does it keep going? We're going to find out. I think it keeps going. Cool. So you just hit the button and let it do what it wants to do. It's a continuous scan, which is kind of interesting. Some of the others that Sanjean has built will just do the band that you're in. If you're in the 31 meter band, it just starts right back over and just keeps circling through. This rolls right on. You can start at the bottom and search everything, just keep hitting the button and do that. I would not really want to manually tune this thing. With that mute on tuning and that big gap in between, and as fine tuned as you can go is your 5 kilohertz. Wow, that's kind of clunky. And I mean, if you're really serious and you want to go really slow, then there's no problem. Then there's no problem. What I do normally is I just let the scan take care of it. I'm sure it skips over stuff, but what it does find, you know, I'm good with. I like the fact that it's continuous scan. I don't know, I get in moods. Sometimes I get locked on a certain band, 31 meter band usually, and just scan, you know, and maybe the next hour I'd scan it again or whatever. And then there's other times I just want to plow through the whole thing and see what's out there. Doesn't do too bad on shortwave. See, it's 8:30 in the morning, a little different. I rarely listen to anything in the mornings. I think I'm too busy trying to drink coffee. This is a very cool little radio. I really enjoy these. I call them the DX models. I don't know if there's a certain category these fall into, but these DX portables, I really enjoy these things. And I like looking at the, you know, the 360 and 75 and 92 and DX 398, 400, 440. I don't know, whatever we've looked at. Really kind of a blast. And with Sanjean having a hand in it, they tend to be a pretty good little radio, actually.
Spiders, ants, mice, rats, and other pests. This is your last chance.
Alrighty, last chance. I'll let her run here for a bit and see where we're at on the time. Don't want to drag on too much. But also, you can store things in memory. If we find something, you can store it in memory, and then you can go through memory scan. You can just scan, you know, your memories then. So that's a cool feature. If you use the memories, that's kind of handy. Just wanted to see if it got, there it is. WWV coming in pretty good this morning.
Acetone, 13 hours, 23 minutes, coordinated universal time.
Whatever that is, 9:23 maybe? It's probably 9:23 already. Yeah, I bet it is 9:23. I'm still on daylight saving time when I said 8:30. Why do we have daylight saving time? That's just silly. Only 24 hours in a day, no matter where you set your clock at.
87884, or go online to donate and request the book.
There's really a lot of stuff on this morning. The solar flux index, I think, was 69 when I got up. So I kind of wondered what it might be. Reception-wise, I thought it might be a little rough, but it's not all bad. And hopefully there's not too much wind coming through. There's a steady breeze out here. You can see the trees in the top left moving around, and hopefully it's not too annoying. Cool little radio, and we can, let's just, while whizzes along here, and I try to think of things to say. Let's get up around 17.6 or so, and we'll go back down and just for giggles. Just for giggles, we'll look and see if there's anything lower. Okay, 18, that's good enough. Let us, right about here, let's start here and just look. And see if we've got anything. And we'll wrap everything up. And like I said, I got this used on eBay for $29.99. I don't know what came with the new one. I'm sure there was a case involved, maybe an AC adapter, I'm not sure. And but I think this is a pretty cool little example of this thing. And
before then, we've been on the ministry for years.
Kind of cool, kind of fun. There is a lot of stuff on this morning. I may not.
Green Party. Okay, sure. Well, you can call yourself anything, but
may not be able to understand some of it, but it's out there. Of course, this is going to be amateur radio stuff right in through here. 7300 will pick back up. What I wanted to see also, here's the tuning line. So that's, if you wanted to manually tune, that's what you'd have to do. That would drive me nuts after a while.
in the draft, I was going.
So I don't think there's anything wrong with just using the scan and letting it figure it all out. It looks like it's doing pretty good. So anyway, about 8,000. Yeah, I think we've just about made the tour there, the 3-hour tour. And very cool little radio. I really like this thing. And I will say, like I have said in the past, it's impossible to rate these old antiquities from 1 to 10. Normally we try to, I try to rate radios that are new, things that you can go out and buy new, and try to rate them from 1 to 10, give you some kind of a guideline. I'm no professional, so I don't know, I'm not sure how much weight my rating has. I think people seem to like it, so that's why I do it. But on these older ones, we can all go out and buy 10 of these, and they'll all be completely different. All the way from a 1 to an 8 or something. And so it's just, I don't rate these old ones. This is just to show you what's out there. There's a lot of cool stuff, and it's amazing to take a look at all these things. Anyway, I'll shut up for now. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like it, humor me, give me a thumbs up anyway. There are 2 links under the description box. You can help support the channel. It all costs money. It costs a lot of money. And it's just tough at times to keep going. And what I do with any money that comes in, I use that to buy radios, just to bring content to the channel. Certainly not a get-rich-quick scheme. There's a link in the description where you can donate through PayPal. If PayPal's not your thing, there is also a link where you can send a gift through Amazon on an Amazon wish list. There's just a variety of things there with a variety of different prices. And yeah, that's always appreciated. And I also want to thank everybody that has donated. I think it's very, very cool. It's very nice, very generous. And like I said, it all turns around just yesterday I took the donation money and we bought a little radio that I have never heard of, never even knew existed, and got our little $25 out and said, here we go. And I won't tell you what it is. It's going to be a surprise when it gets here. It is, I think it's going to be cool. Anyway, I'm going to shut up. I swear I'm going to shut up. Hope you've enjoyed this. Hope you enjoy your day. And we'll see you at the next review.